how do you view your 2021 season as we enter Week 14? How do you view
that's
it?
a great question. And I think one of the great things about our team is we've played some really good football, and at times, we haven't played as great of football, and those are the moments that you watch the film and you have to learn from. And we're going to make mistakes, but our team's going to learn from them. And I think we've come a long way, and there's still a lot of football left.
So, to what do you attribute the inconsistency that you refer to?
Yeah, I think it's just the NFL. I think you're going up against some pretty tough competition, and every week you're going to go against a team that's well coached, and they're going to have studs on the defense and offense. So it's all about how you prepare and having a good week of protection plans and talking about coverage and doing all those things that matter so that you have any chance on Sundays.
What is the general sense of the coverage you see consistently from the defenses in the NFL forcing you to do something? Maybe. What is it?
You're going to see a whole lot of different coverages. You're going to see cover 3. You're going to see some, split safety looks, cover 2, and you're going to see a lot of man as well. And especially with the guys that we have on the outside, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, you're going to get their best shot. So it's all about having a good week of preparation and getting ready for those guys.
But what is the general sense of what you think they're trying to get you to do? That trying to get you out of your potential comfort zone? Do you see a general a consistency amongst the way defenses are playing you at all?
That's a good question. I think all defenses kind of play us differently. And one week it might be a lot of single high safety, and the next week it might be a lot of two high safety. So it's all about game planning and seeing what team does what and preparing for those guys because, I think they all do play a little bit differently.
Which is the toughest defense you've seen this year then?
There have been a few. I think New England's got a really good defense. They're really well coached, and they do a great job of disguising everything and making one thing look like another. And they've had a lot of success on defense.
Okay, so the Patriots, the one that stands out to you. Did you see that any of the Monday night game, Justin?
Yeah, I got to watch that one, and it was really a close game. Came down to the wire, so it's always a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think's going through Mac Jones's head as he throws it only twice in an evening, Justin? What was that like? What is that like, do you think?
That's a tough situation.
Three
As a
times.
quarterback, you always love to throw the ball, but you have to do anything you can to win the game. And, they found a way to win the game by only throwing the ball 3 times. So really impressive job.
So when you go and you went into Cincinnati and it's Joe Burrow and it's you and you're part of the same draft class, do you think at all that I want to beat this guy and just show somebody if anybody needs anything to be proven? Justin, any of that sort of pride on the line last weekend for you?
I think going into the game, you want to win every game. I got to know Joe at the Combine, and he's a great guy, and we got to spend some time together talking. And I'm always rooting for him. He's a guy that I'll be cheering for the rest of his career, and excited to see where he can go. But I think every week you look to try and win the game, and I don't think there was anything more because of it. I just have a lot of respect for that team and that quarterback as well.
Justin Herbert here on the Rich Eisen Show from the Los Angeles Chargers, getting ready for the Giants. So for you, what are you better at, do you think, this year that last year? Either just your greenness being in the league or anything else lent to this being your step forward this year? What's the biggest step forward for you this year, Justin?
Yeah, I think playing with timing is one of those things that I worked really hard this offseason. Our quarterback coach, Shane Day, and I, we spent a lot of time working on our drops and how every route is tied to the timing of the drop. And, if you do have to wait a little bit longer, make sure you hitch and move your feet independently and being able to ready and throw those balls on time. But, I think having a feel for the pocket, being able to step up kind of quick movements to avoid a defender. I think I've gotten better at that.
And what about sticking in the pocket longer? I mean, like your game against the Steelers was significant for not just your throwing, but your running as well. But that's kind of seemingly an outlier this year. You were running a lot more last year. What about that, Justin?
Yeah, I think that's maybe just an instinct thing. If the pocket gets split, defenders aren't looking at you, and there's plenty of space, you take off and you run. And we'd love to be able to convert every third down, and whether that's through the air or through the ground, you have to find a way to complete those third downs. And I thought we did a great job of kind of reacting to that pocket, being able to take off and run and get some yards.
So Brandon Staley this year has brought a different mix, obviously, than your first year. What has he done with you, do you think, that has helped you to where you are right now going into Week 14? Justin?
Yeah, he comes into our quarterback room all the time and just talks defense. And he's got such a great feel for defenses, and especially his own and the way they run it on our field. And just talking with him and picking up so much about, leverage and where the linebackers are going to line up and what they're trying to hide, what they're trying to disguise. We've learned a ton from him.
Okay. And, so much was made during your draft period of that piece of paper that you or your homework or what have you when you were a kid that you grew up wanting to be a quarterback in the NFL of the Chargers. Is this sort of stuff through the first year and plus that you dreamt of? I mean, is this the dream that you're thinking of as a kid that you're actually realizing it, Justin?
It's still unbelievable to me to realize where I am. And, I just have to thank all the people that helped me get here. And I didn't do it alone. And I thank my parents, my mom and my dad, my brothers, my grandparents, and especially all the coaches I've had along the way that have kind of molded me into the quarterback that I am today. And still so much room for improvement. I can get so much better. But, it's an honor to be here.
Like what? Seriously, like what? What are you talking about? Room for improvement? What can you improve upon right now, Justin?
We can always limit turnovers. I can always get the ball out quicker. And, I think even having a better understanding of defenses and being able to check and go through audibles and do all of that stuff, I think that's the next step in the quarterback play, and that's stuff that you can always improve on.
Who's the one who yells for the ball the most in the huddle from you?
I think the great part about our receivers is no one really yells for the ball.
Okay, so then let me just that might be a too strong word. Who's the most vociferous then? Let's use that word. Who's the one that speaks up saying I'd like it more than not?
Yeah, I think Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are those guys that want to compete for the ball every single play. And I think they're two very special players, and on third down especially, you need to be able to look for them because something special is going to happen. And that's kind of what you want from your competitors like that, to be able to go up and get the ball and fight for the ball and want the ball.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.